I'm sure everybody's heard about the woman named Rachel Dolezal, I believe that's how you pronounce her name, that, basically has been lying about her ethnicity pretty much her whole life. And her parents outed her for claiming to be black when in actuality, she's a pure white woman. Now, when I saw her picture. I'm pretty sharp on picking up people who, might be mixed with certain things, or people who might, pull from the black community, but will try to disguise themselves as other ethnicities or nationalities simply because they don't want to be identified or connected to black folk. I'm pretty sharp on, picking up certain things like that. And when I saw her, I'm not gonna lie, she fooled me. I didn't think she was full black, but she did look like she, what I would say it was mixed ethnicity, white and black. So, I'm not gonna lie, she was very convincing. But her parents outed her, for whatever reasons, and I've been very neutral on giving my opinion about it. That's why I didn't really come out here and do a video on it, because I want to sit back and really just grasp everything and see exactly what's really going on. And two things that I want to really find out about Rachel was, one, her background and her relationship with her parents, and two, her mindset. And the reason why I wanted to find out about her parents is because her parents were the ones who, outed her and said, hey, this woman is not black. She's associating herself with the NAACP. She's in all these different black progression organizations and groups and trying to do things for black folks, but she's not black. She's putting on a front. Not to say that there's something wrong with joining the black cause, but at the same time, given our history, you have to, raise your eyebrow on that, because there's been a lot of people who have tried to, infiltrate our organizations or our community to cause destruction. So you do have to, raise your eyebrows on it. And that's what I did. And another thing, I want to know her mindset, because also we have a lot of people who, like Paul Mooney say, want to be black but don't want to be black. They'll, try to join with us when they want to seem cool, or they want to be, down with the quote unquote black culture, or, the hip hop culture, or whatever. But when it comes to dealing with racism, dealing with police brutality, dealing with being cast out of the work field, et cetera, and the things that black Americans go through day in and day out, they don't want to be a part of that. They just want to be a part of the quote unquote coolness of being black. Because let's keep it real, black folks are trendsetters. We have a certain aura about ourselves that demonstrate a certain level of uniqueness, and people gravitate towards that. So, I just been very neutral on it. I didn't really want to, make too much judgment. But I looked up today and I read that she resigned from her position with the NAACP. Now, NAACP, they've been in bed with white folks, because that organization sold out a long time ago. It was founded by a white person. Not saying that because a white person, was part of starting the NAACP, that it can't be productive. But there's just been a lot of things over the years that have really showed us that the NAACP is not really for the benefit of black folks. It's really a cover up. Remember, these are the same people who gave Donald Sterling an award, and we all know what type of character he is. So, NAACP, they've been sold out. I don't really associate myself with them. I don't rock with them on any level. So, I mean, in my personal opinion, she could have stayed over there, because if anybody's going to accept you, it's going to be them. Hence the why she was a big figure over there in the NAACP. But, I mean, it's a wild story that's been going on. I've been hearing a lot of little different opinions and perceptions out here on YouTube and my personal life. And, it's been very diverse. There's a lot of people giving Rachel the benefit of the doubt that, I wouldn't think would give her the benefit of the doubt. There's a lot of people who are angry at the fact that, she pretended to be a black woman. A lot of people, kind of in the middle with it, where they understand that she wanted to be a part of our culture. She wanted to help our people, but at the same time, it's like, why did you lie? And I think that's kind of where I somewhat stand. It's like, okay, if you want to be a part of black progression, that's cool. I'm not going to kick away a white person or somebody of another nationality or ethnicity that wants to be a part of black progression. I'm going to make sure you're serious about it, or you don't have other alternative motives or trying to basically be an opportunist. But I don't shoo away people who want to be a part of the movement, because I think that, black folks, sometimes we do need allies. We need people who are going to, stand with us. Not saying we always need them, but numbers do help. We have to be honest about that. So I don't, cast people away from trying to be progressive with black Americans, but at the same time, I do think you need your credit check ran. Your resume does need to be pulled up, because people do have alternative motives when it comes to dealing with black people. We saw that with the feminist movement, how they've used black women, okay, to push their agenda. We saw it with the gay community. We've seen it with Latino community out here. We do have a level of people who jump on the backs of black people to get their agenda pushed. But then after they get what they want, they out of there. So, we do have to be suspect about things like this, and we do have to, somewhat ask questions. But I mean, it really, it is what it is. I mean, we're going to look at this from all different angles. I mean, we got a lot of people out here that, like to, quote unquote, pretend as if they're black, or, like I said, be down with the cause when they feel like it might be beneficial to them. But like I said before, if we had a racial draft, I definitely would trade somebody like Michael Jordan or Raven Simone for Rachel. I would, because we got people within our own community that don't stand up and are not for black progression. And they should be, considering they're a black American, but we got people within our own community that don't give a damn about black folks. But here we have, a woman that seems like, she might have been very honest and committed to helping black folks progress. Now, like I said, I want to get to know a little bit more of her background, what's going on with her and her parents, was it an animosity thing? Did she get into with her parents and they say, you know what, we're going to out you out and show your true identity? What's going on with that type of issue? What's going on with her mindset? Is she somebody who, grew up around black folks, and she feels like, well, I want to be connected to the black community more than, my own people? So there's a lot of different avenues you really have to look at, and you really have to question when it comes to this Rachel woman. So, I mean, my opinion is kind of neutral on it. To a certain extent, I can't understand why people are feel like they've been disrespected by Rachel's actions, because, we do have black folks that deal with certain things on a day-to-day basis. No matter what background you have, economical state, whatever, we deal with certain things in this country. And then you have somebody who is someone could be looked at as making a mockery of that. So I understand that, from people who don't really agree or feel like this was disrespectful for Rachel to demonstrate these things out in society and taking on the characteristics or the so-called characteristics of a black woman. And, I'll share this with everybody. There was a time when, and people still do it to this day, if people feel like they might can get a job, and believe it or not, there are certain organizations or companies to meet a quota, they'll purposely, pick a couple of token black folks here, say, you know what, we don't really have a lot of black folks within our business. So to keep people off our ass or to keep people from thinking that we don't hire black folks, let's go out and let's fill our company with 30% of black employees. So there's a lot of people who know that, and they'll say, okay, I'm a black American, or I'm this and I'm that, in order to get an opportunity in the work field. We've seen it with certain scholarships especially back in the 80s and 90s, when a lot of these white kids were trying to get scholarships or whatever, and they felt like, oh well, I can say I'm a black poor kid from the projects, and maybe I'll get me a scholarship. So there are certain things that a lot of times white folks do to be beneficial to them, where they will take on characteristics or identify themselves as a black American. So, this is why I say we do have to raise our eyebrows on this. But you guys give me your feedback on what you feel about, Rachel. Do you feel disrespected? Do you feel like this woman, is truly honest and really cares about the black community? Do you think it might be a little bit of both? Just give me your feedback on this. But I'm out. Peace.